Oh, so it's a bit steamy. All right, so new video, welcome. I want to talk a little bit today about the comfort zone and how being in a comfort zone can affect your career in cybersecurity or tech or just your career in general. Now, I'm going to use an example of my past. In my previous job, I worked for the supermarkets, but I was a tradesperson, meat cutter, and I was trained in that specific field. Like, that's what I did. We did things a certain way. And I never stepped out and I never sort of summoned the courage to step out and to go into a butcher shop because I didn't feel adequate. I didn't feel that I was competent to step into that environment. And not to mention, there was a lot of, I guess, competition between private shops and supermarkets. The private shop guys really didn't like the supermarket guys. And yeah, but the point is that things change, and years into my career, while I just stayed in the supermarket, things started to automate, and sure enough, they phased and automated butchers out of most of the major supermarkets. And I had to go back at that time, and I thought, well, I'm not going to get a new job. I just want to continue to use my trade, but who's going to hire me because I don't have the particular skills? And I ended up getting a job, and it wasn't really a great job, but it gave me the opportunity. And while it didn't pay the best and the environment sucked, it gave me the opportunity to hone and to learn the skills that I needed to learn to be able to step out into that world and feel more comfortable walking into a new environment, like I wasn't coming from nothing. So what's that got to do with anything? Well, I went back to school. Now I'm in cybersecurity. I've spent, the last year in a particular role that has not been directly related to what it is that I want to do and aim for, but it has provided me with skills, and it has provided me with a stable job, a stable income, a nice office, work from home. It's a good job, and I don't take it for granted. So my decision to now move to another place is a big risk. It's a scary risk, and I'll be honest, it's a scary feeling to walk away from a place that I've worked hard in and have been offered that full-time position in, and I've got a pretty good routine. It's not a bad job at all. But uh, it is a comfort zone. It is becoming work that is becoming very repetitive. It's becoming very, I don't feel like my career, my development as a cybersecurity professional is going to go to the next level in the current role. Does that mean there's something wrong with the role? No. Does that mean I'm ungrateful? Absolutely not. In fact, one of the most difficult decisions I've had to make when it comes, I've never found it hard to walk away from jobs in the past. This is very difficult. And of course, there's a sense of sentimentality, of attachment to the job or to the company that has provided you with the opportunity to begin your career. However, something that I notice is that some people, they never leave, and they get stuck in the same role. Now, if you're a family man and you've got obligations, there's nothing wrong with that. That's fine. If you're happy doing that, then go for it. But if you're determined within a reasonable length of time to become a professional or to grow in the industry, you have to go where the opportunities are. And if they're not being extended to you where you are, then you have to find them. Or if they find you, even better. And yes, it's a risk, but that risk can open you up to a whole new network. It can open up you up to a whole new form of training, development, and can move you up and along the path to getting into the position that you want to get into. The reality is, if I stay, I could end up doing the same thing for another year. Now, to relate that back to my story that I told you about the butchery and how that got sort of phased and automated out, the same could happen in the tech industry. A lot of the roles that certain people are doing, admin, data entry, I think they'll all still exist, but AI at a rapid pace is taking away a lot of the heavy lifting out of a lot of roles, and companies are heavily investing in AI, automation, machine learning. They're investing in these things because They want to streamline and speed up business processes. They don't want to pay people to spend inordinate amounts of time doing manual jobs that can be done by AI, that can be automated. The tech world, the cybersecurity world is speeding up immensely. And the goal of AI is, again, like I said, it's to remove the heavy lifting, it's to remove the chore out of most jobs to speed things up. Good or bad, we're not going to debate that here in this video, but it is happening. And you have to ask yourself, does your role have a shelf life? Is the role that you're going into or that you are working in, does it have a shelf life? In the next 2-3 years, will this particular role, will this propel you in the direction you want to go? Or may it potentially hinder you and hold you back from the developing the career or the set of skills that you particularly want to develop? So that's something to think about. But it is scary. You know, you've got this new opportunity. You've been working in the same job for a long time, and you've got to leave that safety net. But let me tell you that just because something feels safe doesn't mean it is. You can still lose your job. You could still find yourself in 1-2 years' time out of work. You could find yourself out looking for work and not having employable skills. So you got to think about this. This is important. While this doesn't relate to technical cybersecurity topics, it does relate to your career and what it is that you want to accomplish. And if you want to accomplish, if you want to climb to the top of the ladder in your company, then it makes sense to stay. But make sure you're pursuing management. Make sure you're pursuing them and being competitive and letting them know that that's what you want, and that if you're going to stick around and do this work, that there's a reasonable, logical timeline of progression to where you want to go. If you want to build your own company in the future, then you got to go where the skills are to give you the skills that you need to be able to put yourself in a position to build that company or that business in the future. Or if you're not in the role that you want, then you have to obviously go where the opportunity is, go where the opportunities are being presented to you. So keep that in mind. Don't get stuck in the comfort zone, guys. I'm passionate about this because you hear a lot of stories of people taking the safe route in life, sticking with the company, sticking where they're comfortable, and it backfires. It backfires dramatically because at any time the company that you're in can let you go. They can automate your role. They can bring in more people, and then all of a sudden you're now being overlooked because the company's getting too big and they don't have any plan for you. You know what I mean? Don't ever let anyone make the plan for you. You make the plan and you do what you need to do to get towards your plan, your goal, what you're building. Okay. It's not selfish. And yes, if you're being paid to work, if you're working for someone, you help them with their vision, you execute your end of the deal, you do your work. But ultimately, no one should be planning your life, planning what the next step is for you in your direction. You take control and you map out where it is that you're going, and don't let the fear of job security or keeping your boss happy hold you back, because at the end of the day, you're the one who's got to look at your life and your career and your skill and be proud of who you are and proud of the life that you're building. No one can give you that. Only you can do that. But it does come from taking risk. You have to step out and take risk in life, because where would we be if no one ever took any risk? We would be nowhere. We would do nothing. Ultimately, as Jim Rohn says, life is risky. None of us are going to make it out alive. And that's something you need to bear in mind. I know that's dramatic, but I know that this is a tough industry, and I know it can be tricky to navigate. I get stressed and concerned myself. Walking away from an opportunity and a company that has given me my start is extremely difficult. But I wouldn't be doing it if I didn't think where I was going was going to continue to move me down the path of developing the skills that I need. Or it might not. But for now, it is taking me on the logical path of growth and development for my own personal goals. So logically, that's where I need to go. But there is fear. Of course, I'm concerned that if it doesn't work out, will I be able to get back into cyber, or maybe it does really work out. We don't know, but we have to take a chance in life. I hope to report good news in the future, but if not, that's the risk I'm prepared to take. You have to be prepared to do the things that you don't want to do in order to get the results that you want to get. It's really, it's simple to say, but I'll be honest, there is anxiety and there is tension because I don't have master's degrees. I don't have, all these certificates and certifications and things. I don't have a whole ton of skills. But what I do have is a drive and a determination to set goals and to move towards them. And that's all you need to. So thank you for watching Boiling in This Car. Please subscribe to the channel. Leave your comments below on what you think. Everyone's going to have a different opinion. Ultimately, at the end of the day, there is no right or wrong way to go about your career and your life. They're your choices and they're your decisions, and you have to live with them and own them. Yes, there are things that you can do better, but ultimately, right or wrong is up to you in that regard. You're the one choosing. And if you're not choosing or you're being ignorant, then the consequences of that are on you as well. So please share your thoughts below, subscribe to the channel, and I hope to deliver more content soon. Thank you.